You dragged the last suitcase off the taxi and thanked the driver before turning towards the house before taking a deep breath. It's going to be my new home for, I don't know, maybe until I find a good place for myself. Smiling, you opened the entrance door before walking towards the main door, dragging your luggage with you. You were dragging the last suitcase when you heard a voice. Ah, my favorite person on this planet has arrived safely. You froze mid step, immediately recognizing the voice. You were hoping this is just your imagination, the voice in your head, but when you slowly turned back, face to face with none other than John Jungkook. He was leaning against the wall, smirking at you while his hands in his pockets. He slowly straightened up before walking towards you. You? What are you doing here? He raised his brow. He was too pleased with himself. I should be the one asking you that, Miss Wyan. What brings you to my humble abode? He said, mimicking a formal tone. You rolled your eyes. Your humble abode? This is my sister's place. Not sure when it became yours. I live here, didn't they tell you? He said, shrugging casually, stepping closer. You folded your arms knowing this man is so full of surprises. Last I checked, you had your own place. Did you just show up because you must have heard I'm coming? You raised your brow while his smirk didn't disappear. Don't flatter yourself, Miss Wyan. It's just a coincidence, but I can never be happier. Wow, nice joke, but I'm not excited, trust me. Before you guys start your banter, another voice interrupted. You guys started again? Oh god, I thought this time things would be different. You turned back only to see your sister. She came and hugged you. You didn't tell me he also lives here. You said, breaking the hug while she looked at Jungkook and then at you. Dear brother-in-law just showed up last night, but hey, isn't it good that someone is here to keep you entertained? Jungkook winked at Mina while you looked at her surprised. You serious only? I'm capable of keeping myself entertained and I don't need anyone, especially your dear brother-in-law. Nona, your sister, can't hide her excitement. Only, you said, stomping your feet while she laughed a little. Okay, enough. Let's go inside or you guys will let the whole neighborhood know that you are here fighting like cat and dog. You glared at Jungkook. I don't have such plans. Let's go. She smiled and looked at Jungkook. Jungkook, can you bring the luggage inside? No need, I don't need any favor. I'll do that myself. Jungkook just chuckled. Ryan, don't be so stubborn. Let him help. Besides, he's a family. Family. You scoffed, casting a skeptical look in Jungkook's direction as he took your suitcase without a second thought. More like an annoyance in disguise. Jungkook smirked as he easily lifted your suitcase, ignoring your comment. Oh, come on, Miss Wyan. You know you secretly appreciate me. He teased, giving you a wink as he headed into the house. You followed, mumbling under your breath. The only thing I appreciate is you staying out of my way. Oh, we'll see about that. He shot back over his shoulder, flashing that infuriating grin. Meena just shook her head, laughing to herself. You two really haven't changed, have you? Not a bit, Jungkook replied, setting your suitcase down and leaning casually against the wall. But that's what makes it fun. You glared at him. Fun? For who? For me, obviously, he replied smoothly, clearly enjoying your irritation. Meena chuckled and grabbed your hand, pulling you further into the house. Come on, Ryan, let's get you settled in. You are in for a long stay with this one around. You sighed, already bracing yourself for the days ahead. With Jungkook's constant teasing and that ever-present smirk, you knew this day would be anything but peaceful. Meena led you down to the hallway and opened the door to a cozy, beautifully decorated room. She turned to you with a hopeful smile. I hope it matches your taste, Ryan. I thought you'll like it. You looked around, impressed by the little details she had put into making the room feel welcoming. Oni, it's perfect, thank you. Before you could say more, Jungkook strolled in, glancing around with an amused look. Wow, Nona, you really know her style, huh? And lucky me, this room just so happens to be right next to the guest room I'm staying in. Your eyes widened as you turned to Meena, shaking your head. Only no, you can't do this to me. Give me another room. Yeah, Ryan, this isn't a hotel. I don't have endless rooms, and besides, why are you two still acting like teenagers? She said, raising an eyebrow between both of you. You huffed, shooting Jungkook a glare as he leaned against the door frame, grinning like he had won. He's the one acting like a child. Jungkook just shrugged, unfazed. Come on, Ryan, it will be like a little bonding experience. Oh, please, you muttered, resisting the urge to roll your eyes again. Meena chuckled, giving you a reassuring squeeze. You'll survive, Ryan. Now settle in and try not to kill each other, alright? As Meena walked out, you got Jungkook's gaze and he gave you that infuriating grin once more. Guess we are neighbors now. Hope you don't mind a little late night company. Keep dreaming. You pushed him outside and closed the door. As you walked in, a smile appeared on your face. You first met Jungkook at your sister Mina's wedding. Since he was her brother-in-law, he was there for all the family events. When you met, he made a joke about you looking too serious for such a happy day, which surprised you. But instead of letting it slide, you shot back with a clever reply. And that set the tone for your relationship. From that day on, every time you saw each other at family gatherings, he would find a way to tease you. Jungkook quickly noticed that he could get funny reactions from you, so he made it his mission to keep pushing your buttons just to see what you would say. He was playful, confident, and a bit too charming, and even though it annoys you, you know it's all in good fun. Now that he's officially part of the family, he has gotten even bolder. He never misses a chance to flirt or mess with you, especially since he knows it gets under your skin. While he drives you crazy, part of you has started to look forward to these silly arguments, but you would never let him know that. He would just use it as another reason to tease you more. But there's no denying that these banters have brought you guys closer and you both secretly like each other but never confessed. At dinner, you were enjoying catching up with your sister Mina and her husband Jaeyoon, and obviously Jungkook too. As everyone settled in, Jaeyoon turned to you with a curious smile. So Ryan, how's everything with the new job? Are you excited? You nodded, smiling. Yes, I start the day after tomorrow. I'll be staying here for a bit until I find my own place, but it's a great opportunity, so I'm looking forward. You can stay here as long as you want, Ryan. No need to mention we are happy to have you guys with us. He said, looking between you and Jungkook, the whole family knows there's something between you guys and they would be so happy if you guys get together. You relaxed, feeling the excitement of your upcoming role until you noticed Jungkook watching you, smirking. Oh yeah, what a coincidence, he said, leaning back with a smug look. You raised an eyebrow, suspicious. Why do you look like you know something I don't? Jungkook shrugged, his grin only widening. Did no one tell you? I work at that company too, same department. You blinked, caught completely off guard, and accidentally choked on a bite of food. Mina quickly handed you a glass of water as you coughed. Are you okay? You work there? You asked, still in disbelief. He just nodded, clearly enjoying your reaction way too much. Oh, but it gets better. I'm actually the manager of that department. He leaned in slightly, his voice dripping with playful intent, which means, Ryan, I'll be your boss. You set your fork down, trying to wrap your hand around the nightmare of having Jungkook as your manager. There's no way. Jaehyun laughed, unaware of the silent battle between you two. Well, that's lucky. You'll already know someone there. Jungkook chuckled, watching you struggle to hide your annoyance. Yes, so don't worry, Ryan. I'll be right there if you need anything. Office orientation, project reviews, any late night prep work. He winked, obviously having too much fun with this. You rolled your eyes. Can't wait, just what I needed. Come on, don't act so thrilled. You and me together every day. It will be fun. He teased, looking far too entertained. Meena shook her head, sighing with a smile. Are you guys ever going to grow up? Jungkook shrugged with an innocent look. Can I help it if your sister and I are just meant to keep each other entertained? You gave him a look. I think entertained is the last thing I will be feeling. Jungkook grinned wider. Guess we'll find out in 2 days, won't we? On your first day, you try to settle in quietly, arranging your desk and mentally preparing yourself, but as if on cue, you heard that all too familiar voice behind you. Well, if it isn't my favorite newbie, Jungkook's voice rang out as he casually leaned against the edge of your cubicle, arms crossed with that annoying smirk that you would recognize anywhere. Without looking up, you sighed. I guess you have no actual work to do here, Mr. Manager. Oh, I am just exceptionally skilled at multitasking, he replied smoothly, inching closer. Besides, how could I miss the chance to welcome my favorite person? You shot him a pointed look, flattering yourself again, Jungkook. I have been here 2 minutes and you're already harassing me. He chuckled, clearly enjoying every second. Harassing? I'm just being helpful after all. Who else would make sure you don't get lost in such a big, overwhelming office? Thanks for your concern, Mr. Manager, who is, I don't know good for what, but I can manage everything on my own, so no need to give this special treatment. He chuckled. I can tell you're enjoying this special treatment, Miss Fine, but what if you wander into the wrong department? He leaned in, lowering his voice just enough to make your heart skip a beat. Or need a guide to the coffee machine, or, my office? Your cheeks turned pink, but you quickly hid it behind the annoyance. You like daydreaming a lot, Jungkook, but it's okay, you won't find me in your office. He raised his brows, smirking widely. Don't forget who's the boss here. I can find millions of ways to call you into my office. You roll your eyes before looking at him. Oh really? You think I'm scared of you? Just remember I can complain to the CEO. Please, you think that they will take your words over mine? I'm pretty sure I could charm them into thinking you are the one causing all the trouble. You raised your brow at him. You surely know how to take advantage of your position, but Mr. Jungkook, don't forget I'm not that easy to fool. You, on the other hand, seems to have plenty of time to flirt. Flirting is a part of my job, and trust me, it's the most enjoyable part. Oh, is that so? Maybe I should file a complaint about workplace harassment then. He said, trying to keep a straight face. He leaned forward, a playful glint in his eyes. Harassment? I prefer to call it creative motivation. Creative motivation, more like an endless distraction. You shot back, feeling of blush creeping up your cheeks despite your best effort to hide it. Can you blame me? I mean, how could I resist? You are just too fun to tease. You shook your head, pretending to be annoyed. You really need to find better hobbies, Jungkook. Oh, I have hobbies like making my favorite person blush. It's a talent of mine. You try to mask your reaction, but the heat in your cheeks betrayed you. Yeah, well, I think you should keep the talent to yourself. Not a chance, he replied with a wink. You're stuck with me and I plan on making your time here unforgettable. Unforgettable? Is that your plan? Because right now it feels like I'm going to lose my mind. You retorted, trying to sound annoyed but failing miserably. Lose your mind or lose your heart, because I'm not going anywhere. He said, looking at you while you felt butterflies in your stomach. You took a deep breath, trying to steady yourself. Keep dreaming, Jungkook. I'm not falling for your charms. You said, turning away from him. Challenge accepted. Just wait. By the end of this, you'll be the one begging for my attention. Huh, good luck with that. You said, rolling your eyes, but deep down you couldn't help the flutter in your stomach. He was infuriating and charming all at once, and you knew this was only the beginning of a very interesting chapter. Throughout the first week, Jungkook pops up whenever you least expect it, offering tips on handling projects and paperwork. Each tip comes with a wink and a joke that leaves you rolling your eyes. As much as you pretend to be annoyed, you started to appreciate his presence. Office life feels overwhelming at first, but somehow Jungkook's teasing and constant check-ins make everything a little less daunting. When you struggle with a particularly challenging task, he arrives with a coffee in hand, claiming he just happens to have an extra one. Before a big meeting, he shows up just to say, "Don't worry, you're gonna crush it." Not that I'm biased or anything. He grins, transforms. There are also moments when his teasing feels different, more sincere, like one evening he noticed you staying late buried under files and comes by under the pretense of checking on a report instead of work. He shares funny stories to help you relax. His laughter fills the empty room, making the hours fly by. Before you know it, you both find yourselves as the last ones in the building, sharing dinner from the cafeteria and talking about everything but work. As you arrived in front of the door, you turned to Jungkook with a grateful and soft smile. "Thank you for staying late with me tonight. I really appreciate you helping me with everything." He casually inserted his hands inside his pockets while his trademark smirk appeared. "Of course, anything for my favorite person. I can't let you down in paperwork all alone, can I?" You rolled your eyes playfully. "You just wanted an excuse to flirt with me." "Guilty as charged," he says, stepping a little closer. "But can you blame me? Watching you get all flustered when I'm around is kind of entertaining." Your heart raced as you held his gaze, not even pretending to be annoyed anymore. "You're impossible, you know that?" You were smiling slightly. "Impossible to resist, maybe, but seriously, I enjoyed it. It's nice to have someone to share the chaos with. Even if I complain about everything." You teased, crossing your arms. He chuckled while his eyes sparkled. "Especially because you complain. It keeps me on my toes." As the teasing faded, a comfortable silence settled between you. Jungkook's expression grew more sincere. "Why, there's something I want to tell you." Your heart skipped a beat and you held your breath. You already have a feeling you know what's coming, but hearing it makes your stomach flutter. "What is it?" "From the first day I saw you, I felt something. I didn't just fall for you when you moved in. I realized I have been in love with you since I first saw you as my brother's sister in law." You froze as you looked at him surprised. The words hang in the air and you can't help but to feel a rush of emotions. "What?" He nodded, looking at you. "Yes, and I don't think you are unfamiliar with this." Your cheeks turned pink because you already know what was happening. After all, you have the same feelings. "Ryan, I want to know that. Do you also feel the same? I just don't want to be just your sister's brother-in-law. I want to be yours. I love you, Ryan." You looked at him. His words were sincere. You mean it?" He nodded without wasting a second. "Absolutely. I wanted to tell you this for so long, but maybe this is how it was meant to happen." "I feel the same way." You admit while your cheeks warming under his gaze. He stepped even closer. The tension between you was building even more. For a moment it felt like the world around you disappears. Jungkook leaned in. His intentions were clear but then paused just inches from your lips, searching your eyes for a response. You felt breathless, overwhelmed by the moment. "Wait, is this really happening?" You said, trying to steady your racing heart. His smirk returned, but there was a softness in his eyes. "Only if you wanted to." You took a deep breath. A mix of excitement and nervousness flooded through you. "I do, but this is also new." "Then let's take it slow. I don't want to rush anything," he said, kissing your forehead, making your heart beat in an unexpected way. Just as you begin to relax into the moment, laughter breaks the spell. You both turn to see your sister and her husband watching from the garden, grinning like they just witnessed a rom-com. "Oh, so this is how it goes, huh? You two pretend to bicker all the time and then sneak in all the romantic stuff when no one's watching." Your cheeks turn pink, her husband chuckled, crossing his arms. "All that banter and here you are all lovey-dovey when you think no one's around." You feel your cheeks burn as Jungkook threw an arm around your shoulders, clearly enjoying the teasing. "Guess we weren't as sneaky as we thought." You shot him a playful glare, but your sister jumped in before you could respond. "Well, don't let us stop the show." We are enjoying watching the enemies to lovers plot unfold in real life. Rolling your eyes, you try to fight back a smile. There's no show only, it's just never mind. Right, no show at all, just some quality time. Jungkook says with a wink, leaning closer. As your sister and her husband laughed, you can't help but blush even harder. Your heart was racing with a mix of embarrassment and happiness.